What would it do to the military profession for the commander-in-chief to call a retired member of the military back to active duty just so he could court-martial them for saying things he didn't like? Now, that is, of course, what Trump is currently trying to do to Democratic Senator Mark Kelly. But this isn't even the first time that question is being posed within a Trump White House, because former Defense Secretary Esper had to deal with this question from the commander-in-chief back in 2020 during Trump's first term. Now, at the time, retired four-star General Stanley McChrystal had called Trump immoral in an interview with ABC News. Admiral William McRaven, who is perhaps best known for overseeing the Navy SEAL raid that killed Osama bin Laden in 2011, wrote in an op-ed that Trump embarrassed us in the eyes of our children, humiliated us on the world stage, and worst of all, divided us as a nation. What is a court-martial? How would that work? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, Jen, a court-martial is not that different from a prosecution in federal court. For example, in federal practice, you have the federal rules of evidence. In a court-martial, you have the military rules of evidence, but they track almost exactly, including they use the same numbers. So you have jury trials in the military. We call them panel trials. But really, it's kind of indistinguishable. I have always said that when people see from the inside the military criminal justice system, it is very protective of a defendant's right. We call them the accused, not the defendant. But you have a robust bucket of rights, just like you would in federal court, due process, all constitutional rights. What is different is there are some unique military offenses, like AWOL, absence without leave. You know, if you don't go to your job, you're not going to be prosecuted for AWOL, right? But if you leave the military without permission, that's a criminal offense. Disobeying lawful orders, which is, you know, what we are talking about now. Yeah, let's be real clear. I was, first, it was drilled into my head at officer basic training at what was Fort Bragg, is again Fort Bragg, and then again at the Army's JAG school, where they teach us how to be military lawyers, drilled into our heads. You must obey lawful orders, but you must disobey unlawful orders. And when you have these 6 members of Congress simply stating what the military law, what the manual for courts-martial says, and they're going to be criminally investigated for it, there is no adequate predication. There's no evidence warranting an investigation. But as you were saying, Jen, if a soldier or a sailor or a seaman or an airman obeys an unlawful order, they could be court-martialed. They could be dishonorably discharged. They could be imprisoned at Fort Leavenworth. And the standard for that type of an issue to be litigated is whether they knew it was unlawful or they should have known. How about we don't put our military members in that trick bag? But, you know, here we are. They're following unlawful commands from Donald Trump. And if you're committing offenses and your defense is going to be, I was just following orders. You know, that didn't work out so well at Nuremberg. It certainly didn't work out so well for Lieutenant Calley when he, you know, engaged in mass murder, the My Lai massacre. And, you know, Pete Hegseth just doing whatever Donald Trump tells him to do, like initiating a criminal investigation that could result in a court-martial of Senator Kelly for simply stating accurately what the military law provides, or Kash Patel's FBI opening criminal probes of members of Congress for speaking the truth. You know, that is something that will someday, when the rule of law comes back into the light of day, will have to be tackled. They'll have to be held accountable for those abuses.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to react to something really important that a former Army JAG explained about something called an illegal order. Now, this is one of those topics that can really make you stop and think about responsibility, duty, and the rules that guide soldiers and even regular people. So, let's break it down in simple terms. So, the basic idea is this. Sometimes people in the military or other jobs get orders from their bosses or leaders. And most of the time, following orders is what they are trained to do. Obeying commands is part of the system, but here's the catch. And this is the part the former Army JAG stressed. Not every order is legal. Some orders are actually against the law or against human rights. And when that happens, just following orders is not an excuse. The former JAG explained that in the military, there's a rule called the Uniform Code of Military Justice. It basically says that service members must follow lawful orders, but if an order is unlawful, the person giving the order is not is not the only one responsible. The person receiving the order is also responsible if they carry it out. That's a big deal. It means you can't just wash your hands and say, I was told to do it. The law expects everyone to know when something crosses the line. Now, I know what some people might be thinking. Well, how would a normal soldier or person know if an order is illegal? That's where training comes in. Soldiers are trained on the rules of engagement and on the laws of war. They are taught things like the Geneva Conventions and basic human rights. So, while it might sound harsh, the expectation is that you have enough knowledge to recognize illegal actions like harming civilians, committing war crimes, or doing something clearly unethical. The former Jack gave some real examples which make it very clear why this rule exists. He talked about situations in the past where soldiers carried out orders that were plainly wrong, like harming prisoners or civilians, and in court cases, whether the defense I was just following orders don't work. People were held accountable. The message is simple. Legality and morality matter, even in situations where obeying orders is expected. I found it really interesting how he broke down the psychology of following orders. Many people assume that if your boss or superior tells you to do something, you have to do it without question. And in a military or hierarchical structure, that pressure can be huge. But the law is clear. Following orders is not a fair pass for committing crimes. You have to think and make a choice. That's a heavy responsibility, but it's also necessary to prevent atrocities. Another important point that Jack made is about civilians too. It's not just soldiers who face this issue. Sometimes in corporate, government, or even social settings, people get instructions that are morally or legally wrong. And the lesson applies there too. Blindly following a leader without considering the legality or ethics of an action can lead to serious consequences. Accountability doesn't stop at the top, it applies to everyone involved. I think one of the most striking parts of what he said was that many people feel trapped when given a bad order. They fear punishment, career consequences, or social backlash. And that fear can make it tempting to go along with something wrong. But the law is clear. Fear is not a valid excuse for committing illegal acts. You have to make a judgment call, and yes, it's hard, but that's the point. The system accepts people to act responsibly even under pressure. The former Jack also mentioned that refusing an illegal order is actually protected in many cases. Soldiers and employees are encouraged to question or report orders that seem unlawful. There are procedures and channels to do this safely. And by doing so, you are not only protecting yourself but also preventing harm to others. That's such an important takeaway because it shows that standing up against illegal actions is part of doing your duty, not bettering it. When really what really hits me is the bigger lesson for everyday life. Even outside the military, this topic teaches us about personal responsibility and ethics. We all get instructions or requests from authority figures, teachers, bosses, government officials, even social pressures. But we also have to ask ourselves. But we also ask ourselves, is this right? Is this illegal? Is this ethical? And if the answer is no, then we have a duty to speak up or refuse. It's about being accountable for our own actions. Honestly, hearing this makes me reflect on how easy it is to fall into the trap of just following orders. It sounds convenient, but it's not morally or legally acceptable. And in the long run, standing up or what's right, even when it's hard, is what separates responsible citizens and soldiers from people who blindly follow harmful instructions. So, to wrap this up, the former Army JAG's explanation is super clear. Just following orders is never an excuse for doing something illegal. It's our responsibility to know the difference between lawful and unlawful actions. Obeying orders doesn't mean losing your moral compass. And if you ever find yourself in a position where you are unsure, there are ways to report and refuse unsafe or illegal orders. It's not easy, but it's necessary. This topic is really this topic is really eye-opening. It reminds us that personal responsibility, ethics and accountability matter. No matter the pressure, whatever in the military or civilian life, we all need to think before we act. And I think that's the most important takeaway here. Alright, that's it for my reaction today. I hope you found it as eye opening as I did. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Would you have the courage to refuse an illegal order if you were in this situation? And if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.